Time to fill her up. These are pretty neat. When it gets full, this thing actually floats up to tell you so you don't overfill it. So I had stuck this tree out here because when I pushed it over, it is just a gnarly looking thing, and I did not feel like messing with it at the time. I would like to carry it out there. I don't have the saw in here with me, so it'd be kind of nice to just put it with the other ones, but this thing is just a menace. I mean, it's got stuff going every which way. Look at this thing. When I pushed it down, it actually like twisted. It was really weird. The stump's actually right there in front of me. You guys probably can't see, but it like twisted off. It's like a corkscrew. I'm gonna tip it over on myself if I'm not careful, but I want to get this off here. Sometimes you can. Yeah, this stuff is. And the funny part is, this tree looked super dead, but it really wasn't. It's still putting up a battle. It does not want to come apart. I mean, obviously I need to cut it with a chainsaw, but I was hoping to just get it pieced apart a little bit here. Usually they pop right apart. Not this one. She's a pretty tough old girl. Oh, heavy too. Well, we'll do it the way I know will work. Oh, that's cracked now. Big crack right there. Might be able to try that. Not what I was trying to do, but something broke. Wasting too much time on one tree. Get it in my head, I'm gonna break it up, and I have a hard time quitting on it. Got one branch off, but put it into Rush Mountain here. And this is what we're gonna do. Probably gonna regret this, but would have been quicker to just bring the saw out here, I think. Because actually I gotta bring the top back out here. So this, oh. Come with me. Gotta show you something. Take chainsaw out there. I want to cut it up here. So that's what we're doing. Not letting it win. probably tip over trying to get it up there. Struggle bus. She's a fighter. I'll give it that. Amazing how much of a pain it really makes it just not being, you get used to those straight logs and then you get one of them and it is just unbelievably annoying. Can't wait to cut that up. I'm gonna thoroughly enjoy cutting that tree up. My original intention was to carry the stumps back, carry that wood out here, cut it up, and be done, but sometimes you just get distracted. Cutting it up, honestly don't even think it's good. I mean, it could be good firewood. I don't think it's my kind of firewood because it is just twisty and I know it's going to be a pain to split and I don't feel like messing with it, so hopefully if we do get a chipper, it goes through there. Even 100% sure what kind of wood that is. I'm sure somebody knows. If you know, leave it in the comments. This is the big piece. I thought maybe beech is the only thing I could think of. But I don't know them can grow really weird like that. Maybe they do. I don't know. We can get it all in one. Well, all but that one log. It's a lot more manageable than it was before. I drug it all the way out here just to take it back to the burn pile. I really thought I was going to cut a piece of firewood out of that, but we ain't nitpicking anymore. We got way too much to do. Constitutes firewood. There's not supposed to be any stumps in there either. There's one right there. I've been trying to keep the stumps out of it as well. So if we get a chipper, I'm not. I mean, it's going to be bad enough to try to load out that pile. But what do we got over here? I guess I should have cut that. There's some logs right there. Small little guys. Up while I'm going. The grate. that size, that big log right there, I wouldn't have to split that at all. I could just cut it and put it in the stove. Not the most convenient thing because they're kind of heavy, but it is doable. That can go. I don't want that. Really, I'm just trying to conserve what we put in the brush pile as much as possible. A, to keep it as small as possible. B, in case we shred it or chip it, I mean. It'll be nice to not be pulling these big logs out the whole time. A couple here and there. Okay. Same way earlier, I was in one of the time lapses, I was pulling stumps out, filling the holes back in, and the reason I'm doing that is we're gonna doze it, so it's not like this big hump right here and everything will be gone. The whole thing will be flat, but just till then, it's nice to have it somewhat flat for tracking around. And it looks like a decent when I pull this machine out, because I'm not gonna get the dozing for a while in here, because it's getting old quick. I don't really know exactly the timeline for all these jobs gonna play out, but it might get interesting. It's nice when it's frozen because you can get in here. During the summertime, you can't even pull your pickup down where my truck is right now. It's stuck. So, in that aspect, it's nice. Our log pile was looking a lot nicer before I started carrying all this stuff out. Alright, so I was just digging out a big stump right over there, and I got to thinking, although you have watched me do it already probably at this point, but I see people, there's a stump right here, it's kind of hard to see because I've run over it about 200 times, but I see people all the time try to dig stumps out that are, you know, not experienced or never even run an excavator before for that matter, and it drives me nuts. So first things first, you're gonna want to have your tracks facing towards the stump, so you're straddling it. If you're the other way, you're just gonna slide. You should always really dig over your tracks this way, with the drives in the back preferably, is what I was always taught. So a lot of people come up and they, oh, I got this huge excavator, I should be able to just pull on this stump. And could you? Yes, I could sit here and pull and pull and pull, and eventually it would come out. But that is not the best way to, I mean, you could actually see the ground move. This is a small stump too. This demonstration is really meant for a larger stump, but I already had that one out by the time I thought. But so all you have to do is just take one scoop on this side. Same thing applies if you have a mini excavator. It takes more scoops, that's all. And another scoop on this side. And you don't even have to take the dirt out, you're just breaking the roots. And then a lot of times I'll do like kind of a chop on the back here, like this. And usually that one you can get right under it, and by that point it'll come out. Of course, this one will make a liar of me, but I got it. Normally I would probably have taken more out, but so that's really the best way to dig out a stump. And then you're not beating on the machine, you're not bouncing all over the place. And then I usually pick it up if you can, and I'll drop it a couple times just to get the dirt out of it, and use the thumb to kind of, sometimes I'll even take them like this, grab it on the side here loosely and just flip it right over. Use the teeth of the bucket to clean the dirt out. This part you can get kind of crude with because it really doesn't matter. And then grab it, right, so grab it and just shake it out. And that's the best way to do it. And then a lot of times I will take them and just kind of throw them like like that, and that gets the rest of the dirt out of them. Fill your hole in, you got a stump removed. Just figured I'd go over that. For anybody who doesn't know, I'm sure most people know that, but just a helpful tip. So we're pushing those trees down. They're getting they're landing a little bit closer to my truck than I really like. This is where the last one, wow, top landed here. Trailer is right there. So as we work our way over, which we are, those taller ones there, we lay them down. They probably wouldn't hit it, but it's closer than I want to chance it at. So we will come over here, move that out of the way, and I think I'm going to actually load up some firewood. It's 2:30 now. I've been staying here till at least, trying to stay till at least 4:30, 5 o'clock. It's dark out at 5, so I'm planning to haul out digging bar is pretty heavy, and I don't want to drop that on the side of my truck. So we'll put them there and probably most likely run them over. Good chance of that. So let's see. It looks like there's a strap or something on that trailer. You don't realize how big this thing is till you put it near my little trailer. Clean the snow off a little bit here. I could just snap that right in half if I wanted to. I think I almost just did. Got to be careful when you're working around your pickup truck like this. It is dangerous. One little slip or misspin and you are calling the insurance company. So let's see what we got here. I just want to get out some of this really junky wood. Every day I drive up here, it's stupid not to leave with a load of wood. Besides, I always have other things to do after I leave, like feed the cows and that kind of stuff. So then I'm driving around with a trailer load full of firewood, which in the wintertime is not overly fun. But yeah, see, I cut these way too long. Let's just put this little one on there by itself to see how we are lengthwise. Like, is this a good length? Is this too? See, that's what I thought. That's about perfect. And actually, that's a good one for over there because it's got a knot on it, so it won't roll off the edge. Obviously, I'm going to strap them when you're loading them. They like to just keep rolling off the edge if you're not paying attention. This little oak log here. Should put some stake sides on it or something just to help hold them on. They've just never really... I don't do this with that trailer too often. If it was summertime, I'd probably be loading these into the 10-wheeler. And then just taking them home and dumping them would be way easier. But it's not worth starting the dump truck up, potentially getting stuck out here, which I probably wouldn't, but just not worth it. Thing really doesn't like to start when it's cold out, and it has been really cold out the last couple of days. Then I'd have to screw around with the tailgate too, and I'm really not in the mood for that. So these ones are looking a little bit on the long side. Most of these I never even used a tape measure on. I just eyeballed them when I was cutting them and had in my head that I was going to put them on this trailer. That's about as far as that went, looking ahead wise. Was not a whole lot of consideration. Like I said, I'm not here to cut firewood. I'm not here to log. I'm here to clear land. But take what you can get, man. So over on that side of this pile is where those nicer logs are. I kind of want to stay out of them. Don't really have a good... I mean, I could put them behind the pile with the other ones, I guess. Really have a good spot to set them with. One thing you realize real quick when you're loading logs with an excavator is it ain't a log picker. You can't spin them. Whatever way they're facing is the way they're facing. I'm actually pretty impressed with on some of these are like, they're not using a tape measure. I'm not overly upset about that. They're actually really close in length somehow. I mean, obviously I'm picking out the ones that are closer. That right there, I think that one closest might be worth setting aside. Can't really tell. You have to cut the end off of it, the right side. We'll send it over there. Yeah, I remember cutting that one out because I left it a little long, so I could cut that defect off the end there. I'm gonna go through all this, sorting out all these good logs, just end up taking them home anyways for firewood. So this is where it gets a little tricky because you can't see the other side there, and they just like to do that, and that just rolled right off the other side. That's what you run into. So if I had just like a stake pocket or like even a 2x4 sticking up, just something to stop long enough so you can get a strap on it, that would be super cool. So essentially I'm just going to set these here out of the way, maybe cut them, maybe not, and then I'll come back to them. There's the ones that are too long. How many more we can get on there. I don't like to overload this trailer. This is an old trailer that I've had. Nothing. It's not a heavy trailer at all. Actually, it's the opposite. I think it's only like a 10,000 pound trailer, I want to say. I get a couple more on there. That's what I end up doing every time, then I end up putting way too much on there. Just a couple more, you know? Gotta make it worth it. These are some nice round ones I don't want to roll off real easy. Definitely gonna want to make sure we got them all lined up before we get them on there. Not gonna want to slide them around too much. Trail. Oh, that middle one don't want to come with us here. Re-grip. There we go. Don't need that. Alright, what are you betting? They all roll off? The ones I'm trying to put on roll off? I'm going they all roll off. Should have done one at a time. Like Lincoln Logs, kinda. And then this one, right? That's super sketchy. You gotta lay down, buddy. Yeah. No. It. I'm gonna mess with it. Be the straw that broke the camel's back. Alright, I can deal with that. That's a pretty good little load for that trailer. I actually don't even have to take it home today. I could just leave it sit there loaded. It ain't gonna hurt it for what it is. But if I would have done that every day, just took that many home with me, this pile would be substantially smaller. Especially if I set the saw logs aside and took the firewood logs home every day with me. this machine goes. Loading them with this, not great. Loading them with the skid steer, really not great. So definitely doable. It just, I don't know. I'd rather load with this, to be honest with you. A lot of people probably disagree with that, but I just feel like I can control more. Let's see how that looks from the back. Ooh, not loving that really. Definitely could. Maybe I can sneak around the other side and set that log on there. I don't want to mess around with this all day, but it just looks kind of empty on this side. I guess really I could kind of use those ramps as bumps almost. I mean, as long as you don't put too much weight on them, I don't see where it's going to hurt anything. Yeah, this side looks a little light. If I didn't have that pile of stumps there, it'd be a lot easier. Apparently, I don't feel like picking that up. See, this is like a prime example. If you're not straight on, oh, I'm gonna hit that trim if I'm not careful. You can't spin it, so you kind of gotta make sure when you start loading, straight on. Otherwise, you're not gonna be able to set it straight on. I'm having real trouble here. Let's see. Now I need another one. It's a pretty good load, really. Be nice to have one more. My truck's not even squatting that bad, honestly. Got the plow on for counterweight. I had one more right there would be perfect. Well, tell you what. Once we go get this mess cleaned up, we can pick out a log and set it on there. Got all those trees cleaned up over there. Now it's time to play how big of a scoop can you get. I'm gonna say that's pretty big. We're gonna drop some on the way, but here we go. Off to the brush pile. Probably gonna sneak over this way. It's a little bit smoother over here. Brush out from here to there, dropping it as we go. Just got my main trail down the middle here, it's pretty well packed in. That's enough to tip us. That's kind of what I mean, like, short of honestly another big excavator. I didn't even know that was in there. What else are you gonna carry that much brush with, like machine wise? Because I thought about a track loader too, like a big actual track loader, not a skid steer, but that would be handy to have. Kind of an old school thing, not a lot of people use them anymore, but I've been keeping my eye out. There's actually one local for sale that I would not mind having, but it's old and I know I'm not gonna love running something that old. And I feel like they really need like some sort of grapple on them. A lot of them have clam 4-in-1 buckets, clam bucket, whatever you want to call it. You're not gonna do that with a clam bucket. But if you had a good grapple on it, that could be a pretty handy machine. You can move dirt with it. You can move logs with it, I guess. So why not? You can move brush with it, you can move logs with it. I could actually carry more with that machine with the other thumb. I felt like I could pick more up with it, but this old girl could use her greasing. That pin is not happy with life right now. But yeah, so I'll bring you back before the end of the day, and I got some chainsaw work I gotta do, cut those stumps off, and then probably cut those stumps off, get the logs moved, strap the firewood down, and call it a day. Alright, we are ready to head out. Wind is picking up. We got quite a bit done today. We're clear all the way over into there now. Got all these cut up. Tomorrow morning I'll finish picking them up, cleaning up, and then I just got to finish from there to there. Then we're going to be calling that pretty good, I think. Taking a load home. So yeah, another day down. We're gonna take a break for a week or so and let things hopefully warm up some more before we head back up there. Like I said, we got a lot more work to do up there. We're going to be doing a pond and all sorts of other stuff, so you will see a lot more of that project. The high today was 15 degrees, so that was kind of my sign. Let's take a break. I'm exhausted. Been up there every day for a week straight, so take a week or so off. They'll come pick that rental machine up, and probably try to work on getting those logs hauled off. I'll take the skid steer up there and load them up, bring them home, unload them with the excavator at the house, and then we'll be back in there in a week or so. Really gonna have to wait till spring before we can actually get any dirt work done up there. That's just, even compacting and anything like that, you can't do that when it's cold out. So not this cold anyways. Like I said, it's been nice because it has not been muddy. Started out muddy, but we did not finish in the mud. But yeah, so we will catch you guys then. As always, last job of the day, feed the cows. Little buggers get hungry. Not true. This is just second cutting that we feed them in the winter time. They get round bales. They have them all the time, 2 a week. But when it's cold out like this, I like to give them some nice, good second cutting. It's okay, buddy. Hey, you're missing out. They're little skittish buggers. Oh, here comes a mule. Hey, that's the boss. It's always a fight. Can't just share nice. I'll leave you guys alone. I know you got your pecking order you gotta follow. Not gonna lie, that truck looks pretty cool. That much weight on the back. Makes her sit up pretty good. See how our straps held up while we're waiting for the cow's water to fill up. Still tight. Just a little baby load.